Yes, sir. We are live today. Get my highlights ready. Hold on 1 second before we start. Before we get started, hold on 1 second. Gotta get the couple details right real quick. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? In the meantime, give everybody some time. All right, I think I'm ready. All right, we got the pin going. All right, there we go. So we got a big win today. And don't worry, if anybody's not on the live right now, you can always wait till it's over. If you want to comment later on, that is perfectly fine, but it doesn't matter because we are talking about that big win today. That humongous win today. Or is it humongous? I don't know. Yeah, so it looks like we got another 10 plus run game, and let's run down real quick. What's one? That's 2, 3. So 2, 4. The past 6 games, the Red Sox have been putting up 10 plus runs and winning. Let's see, the last time we've done that, that was, I believe, against the Yankees. Yep, like the Yankees and the Angels. So we had like 11, but we were giving up a lot of runs as well back then. But now we are adding some separation. Now, is this a good sign to see? I have no idea. I've seen this a million times already. We've seen it a million times already. Hold on, let me do something real quick. Yeah, so we've been scoring a lot of big runs lately. But is this enough to move the team forward? I have no idea. We did 13-6 against the Reds. Then we did 5-3. So what's that? 28. almost 40 runs in the past 3 games, which is a new trend for this team. It's looking pretty solid. It's looking pretty solid. So let's look at. No, wait, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Let's look at the game recap real quick. See what went on today, because this win. Oh, wait. So before we even get into that, let's just point out one thing. This is the win you're supposed to have. This is against the worst teams in the league. The Nationals are like the bottom of the barrel. The next few games you got coming up against even the worst team, the Rockies. You got the next 5 games against the worst teams in the entire league. If you're not coming out with sweeps, the season's over. Now, how could the season be over? We're not even at the All-Star break. Listen, let's look at the standings real quick. We're 6 games out now. That's not bad. But look who's in first place. You got the Blue Jays are in first place. Are you telling me? Well, obviously they are. The Blue Jays are better than you, even though they just beat us in a series. Swept, if I'm not mistaken. But for some reason, we can beat the Yankees. We can kind of beat the Rays, who just swept us. Or did we lose the series? I think we didn't get swept. We lost the series. So those big games we just had, just imagine if we won the series against the Jays and the Rays. Look how many games we would be behind just by those games right there. This is the time for sense of urgency. We need sense of urgency right now. There's no time to be lollygagging, screwing off. It's game time. So now we got to do what we do and get back to 500. That's the first thing. Yeah, but back to the highlights. Looks like the team has finally taken some accountability lately. So we had one of the worst defensive games we've ever seen in a while. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday.
There he goes. Here's the throw down. He's going to slide in there safely.
So he's safe. So real quick, it looks like Trevor Story has turned his season around. Now everybody knows that I think Trevor Story's trash. I think he's overpaid. He's always injured, but this is actually his first season where he hasn't been injured. I don't think people are actually paying attention to that. This is the most games he's played in about the past 5 or 6 years, possibly combined. Well, I don't know about combined. So you got to keep that in mind. And if this is the Trevor Story that we're gonna get, okay. Now I can switch my tone. I can give him a fresh slate, because the past month or so, the past 30 games or 10, 15 games, this man's been dominating. As he should, because he's one of the highest paid hitters on the team, and he needs to act like it. There's no excuse. This guy has to start acting like it. And it looks like he's turned his season around. He's got his 14 stolen base, and I think he's, if I'm not mistaken, 14 for 14. So Trevor Story stealing bases. He's more than solid on defense. His offense is heating up. Now, could this be upgrading his trade stock? Now that he's actually starting to put it together, our team's going to start being interested in him? Because I don't know how I feel. Part of me is like, all right, his draft stocks, not his draft stock, his trade stock's rising. Even though he has a bigger contract. But then again, he wants to stay in Boston. The only way he can stay in Boston if he's hitting like this consistently. Now, I think he finally made it over that hump of the league average, which is 248, because he went 4 for 5 today. Trevor Story went crazy. So before we go into continue with the highlights, let's just give Trevor Story his flowers real quick, because earlier in the season, he was awful. He had one of the worst slumps you have ever seen in your life. The nation was against him. But one thing I can say about Alex Cora is that he stuck with his player. He said, Trevor Story, look, the media was on him. The pressure was high. But what did Cora do? He stuck with him. He said, look, He just got to relax. He just got to go out there, take your mind off some things. He could have easily DFA'd him. He could have easily, did what he needed to do to vouch to get him off the team. But one thing about Cora is that he has actually defended his players, especially like Trevor Story. I don't know too many coaches that would actually sit through and let a struggling player who's hitting well below league average continue to be in the lineup. Every time Trevor Story's in the lineup, the Red Sox Nation's like, oh boy, here we go again. But as of recently, I'm actually excited to see what he's doing in this lineup, because he's finally producing. And as I said before, if you want Red Sox Nation to love you and want to forget everything terrible that you've done in the past, produce. If you're not producing, you are not going to get any type of love from the Red Sox Nation, especially from me. So right now, I'm on the Trevor Story train. I know it's a different tune, but listen, when you're producing and you're earning that paycheck that you're getting one of the highest on the team, shout out to Trevor Story. Now let's get back to the highlights.
He got a really good jump. And headlong into second base. He is 14 for 14.
14 for 14.
And we'll fly that one out to right center field. That one hit well. Young with a long run. That's going to catch the wall. Here comes the run. Trevor Story will score. And the Red Sox on the board on this 4th of July.
And real quick, if you've seen, watched the other video from earlier, we talked about those fundamentals and and we talked about how home runs is not always what you need. So now this is exactly what the team needs to continue to do. Now, I'm excited to see what this team is going to do now, because I was thinking that what we did 2 games ago in the first game, one of the doubleheader where we were advancing runners, making sacrifice flies, getting doubles, everyone's coming home, the little things. And then we fell off after that. But then it looks like we got back to that. So it's looked like we're showing a lot more consistency than what we were doing before. And that's the very thing that I need to see from this team, which is, I want to get excited, but we got to keep seeing more. Are we going to see more of this consistently? I hope so. Now let's break down what just happened real quick, because I don't think people really give enough credit to what sequence just took place. Trevor Story got on base. Okay, what are the Red Sox struggling with this year? Not just scoring runs, but taking advantage of what's given to you. So you have a run on first. So what does Trevor Story do? Get himself into scoring position. He gets the steal. Boom. Now he can a hit. Can score him home. And what happens? Rafaela, he hits a double, and guess who scores? Trevor Story. You don't always need home runs. Just get yourself in scoring position. That's why it's called scoring position, and score that run, just like Rafaela just did.
Cedar Rafaela with his 34th run batted in, as he doubles off the right center field fence. His 18th double of the year.
Like Nate.
The velocity, everything on the pitch. That's up the middle, and that's a base hit into center field. Cedar will score. Jaron Duran coming through, and it's 2-0 Boston.
See, we did it again. You don't need home runs. Just go out there and get the job done. He's already in scoring position. If you're in scoring position, just get a hit. That's all you need. Now, a home run would be exciting to see, but that's just extra. That's just extra. So this is exactly what I need to start seeing. I don't really care about home. We need to get back to playing. Well, not back. We need to start playing small ball, just like we're doing right now. Let's keep it up.
Because he had just gotten hit, right?
Waved at and missed. Down goes low. Hack.
Now, the MVP of the day, not only for Trevor Story, who went 4 for 5 today, but Lucas Giolito. Now, this is the guy who matter of fact, I think the rants that I've been going on, I think somehow this team is actually listening, because I specifically talked about Trevor Story and Lucas Giolito. Excuse me, say that 3 times. Giolito. But anyway, Lucas Giolito got 7.2. Now, I was talking about Trevor Story. How much is he making? $140 million. It's like $21 million a season. Then you got Giolito, who's making 19. That's a combined almost $40+ million. So it looks like these rants are pretty accurate. It looks like they're actually starting to hear these things. It's looking like this team, I don't know. It looks like my message is getting across, because 2 of the highest paid players on the team are actually starting to produce. I know it's hard to accept, but these rants ain't just no rants. These are the real deal. Now he got his first strikeout.
Hamilton taken off. They pitch out, and they still can't get him.
Again, the small ball. I think we're finally getting it. What did we talk about before? David Hamilton. He needs to start all that speed he has. Get those stolen bases, bro. Get into scoring position. This is what we've been talking about. Get into scoring position. You don't always need the what? You don't always need the home run. Well, what's happening right here? He got himself in the scoring position with a stolen base, as he should. Now, this is the direction this team needs to go in, because even though this is one of the worst teams in the league, we should be doing what we're doing right now the past few games against all teams, except for that doubleheader game with the worst defensive plays I've ever seen.
He has his 14th stolen base.
Yeah, they're going to just try to shorten this up. This tag, did he have him on that leg before his hand and he dropped it?
3-1 coming. And he's going to take ball 4. Very patient at bat. That'll force.
And proves my point again. You don't need to always have a home run. Now, everyone might be sitting here like, okay, it's just a walk. What's the big deal? It's a very big deal, because a team that's leading the league in strikeouts is actually staying patient with the bases loaded. We've never seen this season. We've never seen this before. So it looks like we was talking about earlier about having these one-on-ones with these players, or what happened in certain situations. It really looked like it's paying off. Because I've never seen the Red Sox take a walk to get it. Look, he got an RBI off of a walk. And what did we talk about these previous episodes? You don't always need a home run. You can get a walk, just like you did. You can get a stolen base. You can get a single. You can get a double. Players already in scoring position. This is the identity the team needs to have. Forget the home runs. That's extra. Focus on the fundamentals.
And another run on ball four with the bases loaded. Anthony will score. Red Sox lead it 3-0. Ground out 1 for 2 today. Nobody out there, reloaded. He goes up the middle for a base hit. Toro is in to score.
There he goes again.
Here comes Narvaez in to score. Trevor Story really hot with that bat. His second hit today. Red Sox ahead 5-0.
You already know what's coming. Drives home the point yet again. We just drove home the point yet again. Trevor Story, just get a hit. Now, a grand slam, a big double, possibly a triple would be exciting to see, but just get the hit. That's all you need. But guess what? That one single right there, guess what that one single does? Not only raises your batting average, you get 2 RBIs from it. You just got 2 RBIs off of one single. So this mentality that we have against the trash ash Nationals, it looks like it's paying off. Shout out to Alex Cora for making this new moves about the new one-on-ones that he's having with the players. It looked like it's really paying off. I know it's a little too early to see, but if we keep going in this direction, first place is ours. The East is ours. Now let's get into Marcelo.
It'll be Meyer to take him on first. Marcelo's 0 for 2. And now we'll add a base hit to that to drive in another run. Abreu will score. 8th RBI from Marcelo. 6-0 Boston.
See, another single.
Red Sox. Story leading at second. Meyer on at first. And that's hit toward the alley. That's into the gap. That's on the grass. That'll drop in. That'll score a run. Here comes Meyer. He's trying to score. The throw home will not get him. Jaron Duran bolsters the lead to 8-0. So this becomes a giant inning for the Red Sox.
And the point driven home yet again. And look at it. You just scored 8 runs without one single home run. So this put me in the Hall of Fame because I'm going to keep on doing these brands because I really feel like somewhere out there, the Red Sox are listening. You got to start listening to your fans at some point. So now, but is this going to be enough? I don't know. Yeah, so we just scored 8 runs without one single home run.
He got some run support. 13. Line drive and a base hit center field. Red Sox just raking. Here comes Duran in to score to make it 9-0. Anthony shooting on down to third base. 9-zip Boston.
A 2-run game. And Garcia will get.
Now the man who's even getting hits that he doesn't officially have in this game is Trevor Story. He's 3 for 4 today here. After an excellent month of June, there's a swing and a high fly ball down the left field line. He drove it deep. It's way back, and that's gone. Quite a day indeed for Mr. Story. His 4th hit.
And there he goes, that man. Now see, like I told you before, once you start producing, we're going to forget everything that happened in the past. So it looks like Trevor Story's finally got that hint because it looks like now he's on fire. This is the Trevor Story we need. You know what? I'm going to give Trevor Story the Offensive MVP award today. This boy is cooking. He's eating. You know what? Let's run that back.
Red Sox leading it 11-1. That's the way it's been going.
A 2-run game.
Now the man who's even getting hits that he doesn't officially have in this game is Trevor Story. He's 3 for 4 today here. After an excellent month of June, there's a swing and a high fly ball down the left field line. He drove it deep. It's way back, and that's gone. Quite a day indeed.
All right, let's see how far that one went. It went exit velo 103. It went 363. Wall distance 341. 38. Launch angle height 132.
Dalen Lyle.
All right, we don't want to see that.
Times just what he does.
316 his last
And
25
Whitlock.
starts. Ground ball sharply
Seals
hit,
the
speared
deal.
by Hamilton, and makes it at first base in time.
So the Red Sox gave Lucas Giolito. What did he go? Yeah, so he went 7 innings. Hold up, pause it. Now this is a complete game. Lucas Giolito 5-1. His record looks good, so he's looking a lot better than what he's actually pitching. So I'm gonna have to back off of him just a little bit. 7.2. So he almost went 8 innings, but he had 108 pitches, so it's only right to take him out. He gave up 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks. Shout out to Lucas Giolito. So it's looking like the overplayed players that we've been talking about are actually starting to produce. Finally. So we're finally in a place that, but you can't really get too excited. Then we got my man Nate Eaton. Let's see, Durant 2 for 5, 3 RBIs. Nate Eaton, I think he had a pinch hit. Roman had 2 walks. Now that's really important because that means that this team has wait, how many walks do we have? 2, 3, 4, 5. Not bad. So we didn't swing at 20 pitches. Now this team was leading the league in strikeouts, and to have this amount of walks, especially from some of these players, that's pretty impressive to watch. Now Roman, he had 2 hits and 2 walks. What's Roman's batting average right now? Roman's back up. Well, not back up. Roman's up to 219. We was on his ass. That boy was in the Tristan Costas zone. But thank God, looks like he's picking back up, though. He also has 1 home run, 7 RBIs. Who else do we got to look up? Let's see if Trevor Story has made any type of improvement. So we had Roman, we had Abraham, Toro, Hernandez. He had 2 hits, 1 rock, 1 RBI. Got Carlos Navarez. He had 2 hits. He scored 1 run. Wilyer Abreu, hold on, did he have hits? No, he scored 2 runs. He had 1 rock, 1 walk, 1 RBI, an RBI walk. Trevor Story, the man of the hour, he went 4 for 5. He had 4 hits. He had scored 3 runs. He had 1 home run. Marcelo, he went 2 for 5, 1 RBI, 1 run scored. Sedan Rafaela, 1 for 5. He had an RBI. David Hamilton had a stolen base, I believe. Let's look at the pitching. Lucas Giolito went 7.2. Could have went 8. Gave up 4 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. Wilson came in, didn't give up any hits or no runs. Whitlock came in, gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run, which is a little concerning because, come on, the game's over and you're giving up 2 hits or runs. But all in all, big win. Is it enough? No. Not even close because we're only good as your record shows. We're only as good as the record shows, and we're 45 and 44 and 45. Now, again, I emphasized earlier that we had the next 9 games coming up are the biggest games of our lives. The next 2 games are against the Nationals, who are clearly trash. And then the next 3 games after that against the worst team in the league. 60-plus losses, the Rockies. If you don't have sweeps against the Nationals, and if you don't sweep the Rockies, something's wrong. Now, can we get back in the first place? Yes, we can. I would say within 2 weeks, because after this next 6 games that we have against the worst teams, we are playing another series against the Rays. This is the time to catch up. The time is now. Forget that other half of the season. The time is now. The Blue Jays are in first place. Who would ever think you would even hear that? That's insane. Yeah, so that's just a quick Red Sox highlight of the day. 11-2 win. And like I said, let me see, where's the games at? Yep, 11-2. We got the Nationals again tomorrow, then Sunday, then we got the Rockies. Oh my goodness, bro. If you lose any of these games, it's over. Then we got the 4 games against the Rays. So the next 9 games, we're 6 games out. We can be in first place soon. But is this team going to do it? I don't know. Yeah, but let me know your thoughts. Is the season finally starting to turn around? Are we going to get over this easy hump that we can clearly get over? Is this new system that Cora is implementing, is it going to work? Is it good? I don't know. Let's find out, though. Yeah, so leave your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think about that. All right, until the next episode, Red Sox Rant Room.